So here's a little intel for you, dirty cones. So it seems that if you want to cross train back into pararescue, they are only taking one cross trainee a class or a month, and they're only taking the highest guy with time of service, time and grade. So you may score a high pass test, you may be the greatest PJ cone trainee to walk the earth, but you might get trumped by big blue bureaucracy. So I don't know. I think that bodes warning for the guys that are thinking about coming right now and thinking, well, if I fail, I can always cross-train at a later date. With the drawdown in the Air Force going on, you might want to plan on Plan A, passing, or Plan B, passing, and skip Plan C and D. There is no COA 4. You will not be driving your truck into the water to be retrieved by a boat crew. It's pass, 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 or you are screwed. So having said that, it made me think of a humorous story of my own. And so when I was a young cone coming in, there were very few recruiters that could do the pass, and my recruiter couldn't do the pass, so I had to come in open general with the at that time you could take the pass when you got to basic, I think it was like second or third week. So and I know I pissed off the job counselor because he wanted to give me a job, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna be a PJ. Well, I have to be able to find you some other job just in case. I said, nope, that's the only thing that's gonna happen. And he's like, you have to pick another job. I'm like, nope. And so like the guy was getting pissed. He's like, just pick a job. I said, all right, if I fail, which I'm not gonna fail, I'm gonna be a fireman. And he's like, I can't guarantee that. I'm like, that's the only job I'm picking. And he's like, come on, dude. He's like, help me here. I'm like, nope, this is it. And what's funny is, like, when the orders actually came out for jobs, I'd already been selected to go to Indoc, but it came back that I was going to go be a fireman, so I laughed. I thought, at least he tried. Because I think I gave that guy, like, he made me go sit in a corner because I wouldn't sign anything, and I wouldn't pick any other job other than pararescue or being a fireman. So back then you used to have to take the pass, and in the third week you'd be sitting in the MPF, and a PJ or a combat controller would come, show you a video, and say who wants to take the pass. And so I was like, I want to take the pass. I was all excited. And at that time, pararescue and combat control were together, and only the top 3 got to be pararescue. Everybody else had to be combat control. So it didn't matter if you wanted to be a PJ, if you weren't in the top 3, you were going to be a combat controller. And so I ran my little heart out, which is funny because it actually put me in a higher run group than I belonged, and so I was getting my ass kicked every day in Indoc because I had ran not a great pass test, but ran high enough to be in Group B. We used to have running groups at the time. You were slow, slower, and slowest, and I was running with slower when I belonged with slowest. So, and it's pretty funny, this is when I met old Moose McGinnis, who's a crow, who was actually the 3rd crow in pararescue history, and the first pararescue man to become a crow. Love that guy to death. So he looks at me, we're in the pool, and there's, 40 of us lined up in the Skylark, and if anyone's ever been in the Skylark, you know that it is not really wide enough to take more than maybe 15 at the most. So 40 of us, and which was the beauty, I thought, because you had to swim fast, because if you didn't swim fast, you were going to get stuck behind a group. So it was like fin hard. And he looks at me, and he didn't know I was a swimmer, and I didn't really know what to say to him anyway. So he says, you know, you need to swim fast. Just swim with me. And I'm like, okay. And so I ended up passing him. And when we were done, he's like, why didn't you tell me you had to swim, or you knew how to swim? I was like, why didn't you tell me? I thought I could ask. You seemed like you knew what you were doing. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just, you know, going along. And it was the beginning of a lifelong friendship. Caught many waves with that man. Love him to death. Good dude. So the run wasn't pretty, but I did it. Cows were decent. My swim was what helped me. And so at the end of the pass, everybody lines up, and you're all sitting in a classroom, and they call you out by name, and it's, you know, whatever, you scored this, what do you want to be? I want to be a PJ. I'm like, oh shit. Next guy, you know, PJ. Get to me. Number 3, what do you want to be? I'm like, PJ. And I was like, woo. And I took that as a sign from God that I was supposed to be a PJ, because I had made a deal that if I didn't get selected, that I would go be a fireman or do whatever, and I'd do something else. But I said that if I got picked and I scored high enough, then that's where I was going to go. And that's what happened. So you just got to run your little heart out, try your best. You know, you can rest tomorrow. When you're taking your pass, you give everything you got. When you're at indoc, you give everything you got. You can earn your sleep and earn your death when you're done. But for right now, you got to put out. So sometimes there's a lot of luck, and sometimes maybe there's not enough luck. But I think that if you work hard enough and put yourself in a position where a little luck might help you, I think it'll go a whole lot better for you. So you just gotta work hard. You know, fortune favors the brave. It's the one of the mottos of the SAS. Also, by guile, not strength. And those basically mean to me that you do everything you can, you'll make it happen. You know, it's not the rabbit didn't win. The rabbit didn't win the race. The tortoise did. Slow and steady. Because slow and steady is smooth. Smooth will get you there. So, work hard. Train hard. Don't worry about the horses being blind. Just load up the carts and keep on going. Thank you very much.